Hey everyone, how are you today? It's Thor, just bringing you another quick installment. This is going to be a little shorter than yesterday. The thoughts are things, and what you focus on becomes your reality. And that's so true. And today I wanted to basically just bring up a little topic about persistence and perseverance. You think about, I talked about some of these guys yesterday, like Shaun White and Zig Ziglar and, guys like that. And it's so important in life to not stop short of your goals. If you see these guys that, like, football, for example, is something that's happening currently, and so maybe a lot of people could relate to this, but it's like the team that's down by like 21s and they're still fighting like mad. They're just clawing away, in the third quarter, and they get the touchdown, and then they get and then they get an interception or a fumble, or they sack the quarterback, and they get the ball, and all of a sudden they get another touchdown, and it's like you can feel the momentum shift. You can't really see it. Momentum, that's like a topic for another video probably, but the game starts to change, and it's because these guys have this persistence which does not recognize failure. I learned that's one of the most important things that you can pull out of a Napoleon Hill book, Think and Grow Rich. To me, it was, there's a different message in there for everyone, I think, but ultimately what it comes down to is a persistence which does not recognize failure. It just doesn't matter, how, like I said yesterday, how bad it gets, how hard it is. You have to keep going and develop this like never say die attitude. You can never quit. You can never give up. Never give up. Never give up. I'll repeat it continually, until you guys get it. It's such an important thing in life to just never give up and to keep fighting. And you'd be surprised at how many people give up, like on the 1 yard line in life. They try and they try and they try and they push and they fight and they try so hard, and they almost make it. They almost get there, and then they give up. They quit. And I mean, you think of stories about like the guy who started Domino's. I can't think of his name right now. I'm sorry for all the stammering, but I mean, it took this guy 20 years, and at one point, halfway through his career, he sold his business, his baby, his creation. He sold his idea to a group of investors because he thought that maybe they could help him bring it to market. And as it turned out, they didn't. They gave him all of his stock back. I mean, this guy was living in his car, and he was traveling around, and he was running and managing and training at like 8 or 10 or 12 different little Domino's pizzas everywhere. And after several years, this investment group said, this is a losing equation, man. Like, they gave him everything back, and for another like 6 years or something crazy, or 8 years, he like kept going. He kept going. He kept going, and finally in his 19th year, Domino's became the biggest. With the 30 minutes or less, I mean, they became like the biggest pizza name in the United States for a small amount of time, and they probably still could be now. I don't know. I mean, I don't follow Domino's, but the story of how this guy got there, and it's like you got to tell yourself, if it takes you 20 years to make $20 million, and for 19 years of that 20 years you were dead broke and struggling and scrapping and scraping by, you still averaged $1 million a year if you're really trying and you're really pushing and you're really, you're really going through the not just the motions, but you're focusing more on yourself than you are on your job. Like Jim Rohn always said, if you work twice as hard on you as you do at your actual job, there's no way you're going to fail in life. And for some folks, it takes longer than others. And some guys get to do it before they're 30, and that's great too. It's because they've got the right mindset. They've got the mental capacity to understand that if it's going to be, it's up to me. And for things to change, you have to change. And for things to get better, you have to get better. And that's what life is all about. It's a constant process. It's like the science of getting rich, like Wallace Wattles said, in like 1910 or 1912, he wrote this book, and it's so amazing. It says that it's your human right as a human being. It doesn't matter whether you're black, white, Asian, Hispanic, or wherever you come from, European, or what kind of circumstances you were born into. As long as you were born a human being, You have the right to maximize your potential and to be the best that you can be. And so, like I said yesterday, the greatest loss in life is the difference between human potential and actual performance. And that's true today. So many people just do not decide to maximize their creation. To quote, one of my favorite people in the world, David Parker, and he says to maximize your creation. That's such a great way to sum it up. And if you don't maximize your creation and you don't strive to maximize your creation, then not only are you doing yourself a huge disservice, but everyone around you, your friends, your family, your loved ones, the world, the universe. The universe needs more people out there who are participating and excited and happy. And so the goal, like I said, I don't think I wrapped it up yesterday. The idea is persistence, which does not recognize failure. It doesn't matter how hard you get knocked down. It just matters whether or not you get back up. And if you can look up and you fall down, make sure you fall down on your back, because if you can look up, you can get up. And, you think of some of the people on this planet who have overcome some of the most incredible obstacles. If you need help, why don't you YouTube it? You can find some pretty inspiring videos. I know, I can think of one right now with a guy with no arms and no legs. He's like an accomplished public speaker. And because he has the right mindset, he believes, and you know what? He doesn't ever give up. Never. You just can never say die. And that's it. And so that's the message for today. Persistence and perseverance, and never say die. Develop a never say die attitude. Just go for it, And if you can look up, you can get up. And never quit. Never, ever, ever quit. Because so many people quit just as they get to the 1 yard line. And if you just had the perseverance of some of these football guys, and the college players especially, because they're fighting to get into the NFL. They're not fighting for a paycheck. They're fighting for what they believe in, for what they spent their whole life training for. And you just got to fight. You got to develop that attitude and just never give up and never quit, and just persist, and persevere, and you will make it. I'm living proof. On that note, make it a great day. We'll talk to you again real soon. Thanks for watching.